this chapter also says about life in cities and whether a place is conducive once for each one's spiritual growth. So, with the light of this chapter, one can know whether it is proper to live in a particular city or not. So, and it goes on to say that if by living in a particular city you are able to raise your grade or raise your level, then that is the city in which you should live. And if by living in any other particular city, if you are not able to raise up your spiritual level, then that is not a place conducive for you to live, for you as well as for your family. For this reason, Jehovah's Kingdom on Earth stipulates a city of, say, maybe 8,000-10,000 or 20,000 would be a maximum limit, and it should not be more. Whereas we have cities of, say, millions, 2-3 millions who are living in a city, and it's all right that the city provides everyone with jobs, transportation, all kind of physical requirements for food and necessities, and good family life. But because there are too many people living, then there are too many things that have to be taken into account, and the selfishness of man does come in, and then comparison between yourself and the other person, your neighbor next door, or people living in that upward class of society is a thing which is not easily understandable by everybody. There are class distinctions that only rich people can live here and the poor people cannot even enter. So these are the kind of problems which large cities and exclusive domains come in. Whereas Jehovah's Kingdom on Earth teaches that there are no boundaries. A person from one community of Jehovah's Kingdom can go and live in any other community and become a part of that community. So there are not going to be any boundaries anymore, which is what the this particular chapters of OSP tell us. So we probably ourselves will not be alive, but maybe in another 200 or 300 years, this is a kind of happy situation which is going to come around on the earth. So what we see in, say, communist Russia or China, the principle of socialism, that everybody is created equal and everybody has to do his might, whatever best he can do for the entire community, and without giving a selfish thought of how much he can amass or how much he has more than what other people have. So that rat race is a non-negotiable phenomena. OSP does not consider give negative marks to this kind of selfish thinking. In light of the Creator, our kings and queens and politicians who are administering any particular region, during their lifetimes, they would be the ones who would be dictating terms to others. But in light of what has been enumerated in OSP, these are the people who would be judged after they have passed away from here for whatever wrongs they have committed, and they may have gained a lot of respect and wealth when they were alive, but when they are in the heavens, everybody has to judge for himself or herself, and these people have to pay, in meaning they have to then do extra work to raise up all the people who are under them, and only after all of them have been risen, only then these souls who passed away can get on to the higher grades or higher levels. So this is the reason why I think that people who have studied OSP would not take up leadership roles in these kind of political establishments or becoming kings or queens, because it is the whole concept is wrong according to them, and they would not like to come in the limelight but remain in the background and keep on doing whatever best they can do. Those who do not see him are weak in spirit, and those who see him in all things and hear his voice in the leaves and the birds and every herb, they are strong in spirit. So we have to magnify our perception so that we may complement the kingdoms of the Creator, and consider the example of your Creator before we do any further more in life. Now this chapter further goes ahead to describe the location and the extent of the plateaus in the heaven and their administration once we have passed away onto the higher level. Those plateaus and kingdoms are like our continents, and one can just imagine the size. It starts from the surface of the earth and how it has the whole range of the vortex here. So it extends. The earth is so small, but then this is the line of Chinwat up to there. From the earth starting up to here, they are all the plateaus. Some of them are inhabited, some of them are not yet inhabited by spirit life, and they are administered by various gods and lords who have been appointed by the Creator through his Nirvanian and Orion chiefs, and they serve their part for a few years till they have risen up in grade, and then they are entrusted to other duties need not necessarily be on this earth, but in other heavens of other heavenly bodies elsewhere. The descriptions are very beautiful, and we come to know, we understand that everybody who has passed away from this earth, they, for all these 78 years, they are all there, and some of them have risen up to such a high level that they may have become Orion chiefs or godheads, and they have been assigned other duties to other planetary bodies as per the grand scheme of things of the Creator. Thank you. This is the end.